Coffee. It has been around for centuries, following and transforming the needs and cravings of society. Since being first introduced, it has gone beyond the traditional boundaries, being brewed and extracted, grinded and filtered, decaffeinated, sweetened with sugars and syrups and powders, blended and poured over ice, everything you can imagine in order to make our own perfect cup of coffee. For in each of our cups, it is the perfect blend of sweetness to bitterness, perfect ratio of coffee to water or milk. All of our cups are different, but perfect in their own unique way. Coffee is like my educational philosophy, constantly flowing and forever growing. It is still brewing, and the more and more I grow and learn about what it means to be a teacher, the stronger I will become. As a barista, I have learned that making coffee is a matter of combining different ingredients, making it with care, and accepting the different types of milk and syrups and sugars that come with each order. This brings me to my first educational philosopher, Nell Noddings, who believes in educating, caring parents and teachers. The conditions are formed for children to become carers. This quote initiates my educational philosophy as similar to how I care about making the perfect coffee, it is important as a teacher to show compassion for students in order to stimulate the perfect environment for learning. So, let's make a coffee. First of all, the beans. It is important to recognise the different countries, climates, processing methods they come from, as they are all unique. Coffee beans have different flavours, both intense and hidden, different strengths, different backgrounds, just like students. This can be referred to as socialisation, which, according to Partington, is the way individuals are influenced by their culture to become a part of society. Therefore, as a part of my philosophy, I must understand that each student comes with their own virtual backpack, depending on the backgrounds and upbringing, which, just like a coffee bean, would determine how they work in a classroom and the type of values and beliefs they inherit. In the classroom, I will need to combine numerous of teaching styles, treat every student with care, and accept every single student that walks through the school gate, no matter their age, race, gender, socioeconomics, ability, or background. This is stated in the Australian Professional Standards for Teachers, demonstrate knowledge of teaching strategies that are responsive to the learning strengths and needs of students from diverse linguistic, cultural, religious, and socioeconomic backgrounds. Next, one of the most crucial parts of making coffee is how hard or how soft you tamp the coffee. I can refer this to the expectations I will hold on my students. My belief, based on my own personal experience during school, is that teachers' expectations, either high or low, impact a student's learning. Tamping the coffee too hard will result in a very slow pour and eventually burn the coffee. Yet on the other hand, not applying enough pressure will mean the coffee will spill out too fast. Like my personal outlook, if I put too high expectations on a student, they will feel pressured and set unrealistic goals and eventually burn out. But if I don't have any expectations on students, they will lose interest and passion towards learning. This relates to the educational philosopher Maria Montessori, who said, "Our aim, therefore, is not merely to make the child understand, as to enthuse him to his inmost core. We do not want complacent pupils, but eager ones." This quote from Montessori has influenced my philosophy as I believe in the importance of having a strong faith in students to encourage their learning, but not forcing learning upon them. The next step in making coffee is the steaming of milk combined with the addition of syrups and powders. These next two steps are similar yet just as important and form the core of my educational philosophy. For all the caramel latte or mocha lovers and to my fellow almond milk and soy milk addictees, you can already taste the perfect blend of the sweetness or nuttiness of your coffee. However, the addition of these milks and syrups haven't always been around. Coffee has changed from your great-grandfather's traditional long black because it has grown along with society. Steamed milk to exactly 80 degrees with 2 well-stirred sweeteners in your reusable cup. This social transformation is also vital in the classroom as it veers away from the traditional and perhaps aged perspectives of education. Philosopher Paulo Freire leads this theory. According to Weiner, Freire's philosophical ideas are not strictly theoretical or methodological, but are rather different. Freire's theory is less focused on the patterns and mythical norms of education, but rather to accommodate for the different needs of students. As a future educator, this means catering for the diverse range of learners. In order to put this part of my educational philosophy into practice, I will need to design enthusiastic lesson plans, an inviting rather than defensive classroom environment. As well as this, I will need to incorporate different texts and practices from other cultures in order to satisfy and accommodate for the needs of all my learners. In not being a transformative teacher, I would conform to the perhaps boring and aged method of teaching and fail to accommodate and value the diverse types of learners I have in my classroom. Furthermore, Kitchenham also believed in the philosophy of Freire and states that for education to be empowering, the teacher needs to not only be democratic, but also to form a transformative relationship between him or her and the students. students and their learning, and students and society. This relationship is important in my educational philosophy as it will help me as a teacher understand my students better and create a more inclusive and supportive environment. Freire's idea that education is transformative has heavily impacted my educational philosophy, as I truly believe if a student can't relate to what they are learning, learning will not be done. Overall, my educational philosophy is like a coffee. It has many components that suit the needs and interests of others. It is a brew that respects and values people of different background, ages, races, needs, and beliefs, as well as embraces and learns more and more about my students' individual virtual backpacks. In having reasonable expectations and showing compassion towards my students and their learning, I can ignite a lifelong journey of learning. Perfect coffee is not completely brewed, nor will it ever be. My ideas and educational philosophy is still flowing.